and the control is taken away from you, and it's in the
and someone else.
Exactly. That can lead you into a problem. You don't feel like you have autonomy over the situation. You don't have control over it.
Bespoke Minds Podcast, a place where we actively discuss mental health, self-care, and healing, share stories to enhance our insight in an interactive way.
And welcome to Bespoke Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Cornelia CK, and in today's episode, we're going to have an open discussion about anxiety. But before we get started, let me introduce you to my lovely guests.
Hi, I'm Chris. Glad to be here today.
My name's Elijah. As always, it's a pleasure.
And I'm Tina.
All right. It's lovely to have you here. Some old faces, some new faces, but it's all a pleasure otherwise. So as you know, we're going to start with an icebreaker game called Break the Ice. So it's a word association game. I'm going to say two opposite words. You state your preference and tell me why. So the first one is Usher or Chris Brown?
Chris Brown.
Your reasonings?
I think he makes better music. Usher has good songs, but I prefer his, when he takes his songs and uses it to remake new songs. Like, for instance, his song, what's it called? Come Through. I think might be a generational thing, but I buy more Chris Brown than I do Usher.
For me, it's got to be Usher because, I don't know, for me, I grew up on Usher, and in my personal opinion, Chris Brown, he has the catalog, he has the hits, but he doesn't have, in my opinion, he doesn't have a classic album. He doesn't have an album that's like Confessions.
I think he has classic albums.
Chris Brown.
I think Chris Brown has classic albums. But Usher has classic songs and albums, and his vocal range goes a very long way. So Usher has demonstrated his vocal range. We only saw Chris Brown's vocal range probably in the first 2 or 3 albums. As of recent, apart from the last one, as of recently, he's just been doing what provides the hits. So he can provide a groove, but we haven't heard a musical album that transcends time. Confessions transcends time, and it puts us back in a place where we all know Let It Burn, we all know what do you call it? Caught Up. We all know 8701 and Confessions. We know it. Yeah? And even going back to My Way. Whereas Chris Brown's, we know the hits that he's made. We don't necessarily remember the albums that come as moments, apart from his first.
So basically you're saying, so you're basically saying he doesn't have classics.
I'm saying that he doesn't have classics in comparison to the person that we're comparing him to, which is Usher.
I've been a fan from the beginning from My Way. And Chris Brown, from the beginning too, honestly, from Run It. So I've always battled with those two. And there was a season, I don't know if you remember, people used to bounce them off each other. Michael Jackson is I think, pioneering both of their careers as well. And he's very influential in terms of their journey and their inspiration. Because I'm an old school babe, I will have to say Usher, but I love Chris Brown. I think those two, I will go to both of their concerts.
You say old school, like there was 68. Like it was 60 years ago when Usher was being.
Usher's been around for years, but I've grown up with Usher.
Over
30 years.
Saying 30 years was a very long time ago.
Yeah, but if you compare 30 years to my life, that's the majority of my life.
Because Usher popped out when he was a kid.
Yes. We were some of us were 10 years old.
Sorry, bro.
Or 9.
Was I even alive?
I don't think so.
You were not even.
I don't think you were born yet. I don't think you were born. So the next one is, do you prefer the bus or the train?
Train.
Yeah, definitely train.
It depends where I'm going, but it depends. You know what? I'll say train. Yeah, I would say train.
Are you're looking? I think you prefer the bus, don't you?
No, it's what he was going to say. He says it depends where I'm going.
Yeah, it depends where I'm going.
If you want to get there quick.
It depends where I'm going, yeah. But I'd say no, I'll probably say train.
I know my answer was always going to be train.
So no bus. I think back in the days when you're young, you like the bus. And I remember like growing
Let's
up.
put it this way. Bus around here.
Okay.
If you want to go, let's say, Finsbury Park to about Tottenham Hill, driving can take you, how long?
20 minutes.
Taking train will take you how long?
5 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, you're in and out.
True.
But then you've got the Victoria line, that's extremely fast.
And even if you didn't have that, there's still ways you can do it. The roads has just become too packed for us to even contend with.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think my bus days are definitely over. Although sometimes I still have to use public transport. My preference is always to drive. However, when I'm out and about and I go to work, I use public transport and I prefer the train. Because when you look at it, how much is it now? It's like one journey for my area. How much is a bus now? 175 or something like that? Before...
I was joking. Trying to... Yeah.
I didn't even catch that. But
don't worry.
That's okay. You want to be funny? I could be hilarious.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it.
So, whereas now, if you compare the price, you're better off jumping on the train. You get there quicker. It's smoother, you know. Which one do you think is more valuable, time or money?
Time. Yeah, time.
Time?
Yeah.
Time over money? Why is that?
You got the money and you got the time. How are you going to spend the money first of all?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time do you really have? Do we ever know how much
it's
time
we really have? Isn't it? That's one thing we don't know. Only the maker, only God knows.
And then when it comes to money, it's still infinite.
Yeah.
Money's always there to be made.
And
that's why it manifests itself in. And that's why we have a lot of issues.
People having breakdowns.
Yes. Yeah. And it breaks down the family.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you have to sit there and go, I guess, how can I say it? If you have children, it will be the same case. You can spend your time making the money, give your child wherever they need. They serve money in order to give it to you. Start.
There's a lot of wealthy individuals, especially I get to experience it when I'm working within like mental health service and frontline services, where there's they're very wealthy, they have all the money in the world, and then their child, or they have a breakdown, or they have a restrained relationship with their parent, although they were financially able to provide, but time, they don't get that back. And then, you know, there's abandonment issues or there's neglect.
Well, it manifests itself in, and that's where we have a lot of issues. And the parent could be like, I've given you all of this. I've worked so hard for you to have something that I never had.
To see the importance of time when you value money, isn't it? Because in those situations, even individuals who we've seen, there's been a massive increase of people who have unfortunately, you know, ended their life, committed suicide, but they have all the money in the world. But money doesn't always exalt to happiness. Yeah.
Very true.
And lastly, do you prefer safety or danger? What kind of person are you? Are you a risk taker? Do you like to stay safe?
I like to take risks in it, danger.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What's that?
You know, like I said before, I'm in my youth. I only get to live this life once. So before I get all serious and to actually lock in, I'm going to play around a bit.
Yeah, no, I love that. For me, I'm a chicken. I like safety. I like safety. You're not going to catch me on any... I don't like heights. I know I like to travel, to jump on a plane and stuff, but I don't like heights. For me, I don't like heights. I don't like water. Nah, I'm safety.
Same as you, and I've climbed the Eiffel Tower. I've gone on boats. I still do all of that stuff, but I'm terrified. I'll do it for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can do it for me. Even like the theme park, my thought park days are over. I think when people are, let's go. No, I don't need to go to no roller coaster. No, right. That's not me anymore.
Me, I'm more safety. It depends, to be honest. But yeah, I do take risks as well, but big risks. So yeah, I'm more safety, but I do take risks.
So what kind of things is the occasional risk? You don't, no drink driving, no speeding here. We don't encourage that. Not at all.
Yeah, don't encourage that. So I'll
Taking
say
a friend out from a corner shop.
I'm not gonna correct myself. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll say I've taken risks in it. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
I'll take a risk.
No, that's fine.
I'll say the closest risk, like, I'll say no.
I would have said but
Yeah, no. I'll say the risks I've taken, which I wouldn't actually advise people, is a few years ago, I remember I left my job without a backup plan. That risk, I wouldn't advise people to do that.
I believe that's a risk.
It is a risk.
Yeah,
It's a risk. So that's one risk. I remember I did that. Thank God, like, I managed to find something quick. Like, but in this day and age now,
you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no,
never again. Because I said, it was because it was the same time I went traveling as well. So So yeah, what about you, my friend? You safety risk. What about you?
I think there's.
Oh, he didn't answer.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Nice try.
Safety. I think I would say danger, but it changes. It changes. There could be. I'll call it calculated risk.
Yeah.
That you do, like it's not dangerous, but you still go out there. You'd probably be like, okay, then cool. I'm gonna climb the Eiffel Tower. I wouldn't say that's dangerous. You know that there's safety protocols. The one thing that you're never gonna find me doing is going on to those Zippo circus activities because they're here today, gone tomorrow. Who are you gonna sue?
True.
Do you see what I mean? So yeah, those are the things where I'll kind of be like.
So you haven't done any bungee jumping or anything like that?
No, because next minute I drop down, they'll be like, you know what, let's just take the rope and let's bounce out.
Well, some people get their adrenaline and the thrill. They actually love that. They live for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not for me.
What about you?
Listen, she answered you.
No,
dangerous.
When I went on the plane for the first time last week, my heart dropped, and all I could think was, bungee jumping is 100 times worse. I will never do that in my life. I don't care. See, God will make an example out of me. I will be the one to snap off the thing and drown. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. How did you feel when it was going up? Oh, I hate every single stage of being up in the air. I don't know how some people love it. I think I intentionally sleep sometimes or have my music. But the landing, have you noticed before? I remember when I first started traveling, when we reach our destination, people will clap for the pilot. People don't clap no more.
They do. It depends where you're going.
Oh, really? No, actually, that's true. That's true. But I don't get that anymore.
Congo, them,
Africa, the whole of Africa, if you're going there, they will clap.
Really?
Yeah. If you're saying Europe and the UK, it's nothing.
Even so, we still better clap. It's,
So, a quick question, though. So, you took a plane. What plane was it?
It was a Ryanair plane. I went Dublin.
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that type of experience.
Yes, that's not the. If that's the first plane you take, I would never tell
my first plane.
That be your first plane. If you're going it'll be like a Boeing 737. Those big ones. Do you start off there? Then you'll be like, oh, this is the standard. When you're going on those
Ryanair, that's what you drop the first plane.
I remember I had to have someone to hold my hand when I went on the first one.
stranger.
No, it was one of my girls' trip. One of my big sisters.
Well, you never know.
Oh, of course, why? No. I'm not that kind of girl. But, no. But, yeah, I love traveling, but I don't like flying.
Yeah.
So if I can, I just came back from Amsterdam. Train, if I can jump on a train, why not? But it's not always possible. The places where I want to go, I have to go on a plane. But I'm really proud of myself because I can go on a plane by myself. And I have been to destinations where I'll be meeting the girls, but I can fly individually by myself. Yeah, so I don't have a problem now anyways. Because I remember the first time I went on the plane, oh my goodness, 2019 by myself. I was going to Congo. I went with my mum. I went with my mum and I had to come back by myself. Ridiculous. But then now I'm just like, I feel fearless now. So that's good. So we're going to move on to the next segment, which is called Moments of Truths, which is Have You Ever questions?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is, have you ever forgotten to wear underwear?
Forgotten. Intentionally. Like, I woke up and I went, I forgot to wear underwear.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Unless it was a conscious effort to not wear underwear. That's different.
Yeah, how do you...
What's the difference?
Yeah, but how do you know?
It's
not everyone wears underwear.
Yeah, so it's a choice.
So sometimes it is a choice. But
I was getting ready too fast. I forgot my underwear.
No.
Like, if you change the question to being like, is there a day that you forgot to put on deodorant? That's more plausible. And I think all of us can say that we've had a day.
Definitely, yeah.
Exactly.
So not everyone wears underwear though.
the question that you asked us, has there ever been a day that I've forgotten to wear underwear?
Yeah.
Is there ever a day when you've got ready and you've forgotten to wear your undergarments, be it pants or bra or brassiere? Has there ever been a moment?
That's a woman. That's never happened.
And I know that to be true and factual.
But like you said, it's a choice, because some days you might want to wear it and other days you might not
want to be
to.
free.
Yeah.
That's a choice. But you're telling me, oh, you never guess what? Well, I forgot to put my bra today.
No, it happens.
I forgot.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
That's happened to me, like, in my yard. Not when I'm going out, but, like, when I'm leaving my room, sometimes I'll forget to put one on. But
no, it's happened.
Yeah.
It happened. I can put my hands up. Not underwear.
I can tell
but
us guys will. There's no attack.
Yeah, we've never.
Because sometimes it's about comfortability. Like, you know, us women, you know, we go through a lot within our bodies and stuff like that. So, the looks that I'm getting.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still sitting here thinking about the time. Have I ever forget to wear?
No.
Because it's a common mistake. Like, I've had colleagues in the past that I've worked with. And again, it just becomes banter. Because sometimes, again, it's oversharing, isn't it? But then, you know how it is when you're in the workplace and you're in the office, a lot of people sometimes overshare. So they'll be like, oh, you know, they share stories and they will legitimately say, yeah, I forgot. You know, I'm not wearing any.
To be honest, I watched something today on social media where a girl says that she doesn't lotion it everywhere. She only lotions on the parts that people can see.
I used to do that.
So, yeah, I've had no moments where I've done that too. So,
if I'm in a rush, I'm not going to sit there and cream my entire body. It's the places that are needed.
So I guess it's...
I will be late.
But do you think that these questions are reasonable questions? I know it's not maybe reasonable for us four, but in society it happens.
Imagine.
No, I'm sorry. Once I
forgot
started
my underwear.
I forgot my underwear. I didn't get. I was.
It's like somebody saying, today I've gotten to put on one sock, but don't worry, I'm here for work.
No, I was trying to process that with my brain. But then sometimes, like, you can just generally forget, like what you were saying. There's a difference between forgetting. Like, for instance, let's say if you're going away, you're going overnight, and you forgot to pack an item. Yeah. So that one is like a one-day thing. So it happens in that aspect. So if you had an example of that, that's you forgetting to wear underwear.
No. I get that.
Mm.
Yeah, if I forget to pack an underwear, but as I'm dressing, it's telling me I forgot.
Yeah, no, but you don't know what content. Different people have different experiences, different stories, experiences.
I hope
we're all
that
individuals
doesn't reach me.
So,
Yeah.
In my life.
I'm sure that happens to people that have like Alzheimer's and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Or even with women, sometimes, you know, during pregnancy with the hormones and stuff like that, it happens. So there are a group of individuals that this happens to. Maybe not us, but it happens. Okay. And it's a choice and a preference. For some people, like for us, it will be a choice or preference, but for other people, they don't have a choice. Yeah. It's like everyday norm and everyday life. Okay, I'm glad that she said I rocked the boat a little bit and shakes up the room. So the next question is, have you ever met a celebrity?
Yeah.
Oh, care to share? You don't
I've met a few. I met David Hay, the boxer, Dizzy Rascal. What else have I met? I feel like there's someone else, but I just can't think of the top of my head. So I'd say those two at the moment. But yeah.
Oh, actually, I just remembered. I've also met, I remember, oh my goodness, I don't want to even incriminate myself with the age, but I remember when I was 16, I met,
Mr. Blobby?
No, Harvey and Alicia, when they were together. Yeah, in a club in central London somewhere. I think it was Tiger. I don't remember the name of the club. But in Soho, yeah. And I was like, because first of all, like, I was underage. I got in because one of my older sisters got us in with, I think, fake ID during those times as well. So, and I was wearing pink as well. So I don't know, the bouncer, we had to give £10, £15 and he let us in. So yeah, that was interesting.
Oh, actually, let me say, because I don't have to say anyone. Obviously, one of my family members, Eddie Caddy. So obviously I don't see him as but he's a celebrity. So yeah, that's family.
That's one.
Yeah. So yes.
Big up Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll meet many more.
Thanks.
Lastly, have you ever experienced depression?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have as well. I've spoken about it in the previous episode as well. So it's something that's become very common, and I would say with the life after COVID, the numbers are increasing and it's very evident, before it was a significant event or an episode or something to happen that would trigger that. But now it's like the everyday norm. And I think, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we can even see in the media, there's lots of situations, circumstances where some people, they're labeled as having undiagnosed mental health problems because we see them when they unfortunately go and harm themselves or harm other people. We're going to move on to the next segment, which is Care to Share, which is the Did You Know? Did you know that in 2021, the World Health Organization reported that anxiety disorder is the most common mental health disorder which affected 359 million people?
And that was 2021.
That was 2021.
That was in the midst of the pandemic, correct?
Yeah. However, in July 2025, the average score in the UK shows that 4 out of 10 people experience anxiety.
I'm surprised it's not more.
I agree.
The research was actually founded from 2021, but it was published and finalized on the 8th of September 2025. So as you know, in terms of statistics, and this is the World Health Organization, is a collective, so it takes some years in order for the numbers to be finalized. So that was only finalized a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever experienced anxiety or have you ever felt anxious before?
Yeah.
Do you have any examples?
I can say last month. Yeah, I did a play, so I do theatre, and so I remember the very, very first time, like when I was doing my debut, I was there the whole day, did rehearsal, good, pumped. As soon as people came in, and then I remember I was literally, because where we were backstage, so there was 2 exits. So the one exit is you have to go through the ground, and then there's another one where you go behind. So on the side, there's a fire exit, and I was fighting to get out of the fire exit. I was just like, yo, I remember I even messaged my sister, and then I was like, can't do this, man. I ran to the toilet, but then I ended up doing it. So that was, And then the last time as well, I remember I was on stage. Something, to the audience didn't know. Something to be happened. And then, obviously, I remember I was fighting from if you watched it, you wouldn't know anything happened there. But I remember afterwards, I was done. So I came off stage to get changed, and I was just again. So it was just my anxiety went through the roof at that point. So it took my lovely cast members to just calm me down.
First time having anxiety, and I didn't know what it was. GCSEs. You just couldn't sleep because of the results and the pressure that your parents had on you, and you kind of thinking, did I actually succeed? Did I actually do that? And having that battle, I remember that night feeling like the longest night I've ever had in my life. I always call it like a turbulent sleep. You just keep going. Over, under. You just don't know what to do with yourself. And feeling that at the age of 16 is a lot. So I remember that being the first time I'd ever experienced that. I didn't term it as
anxiety at the time.
At that time, not at all, no.
Yeah, I think it started when I was a kid. I was more so oblivious, so it didn't really come out as much. Certain relationships I had with people, where certain behaviours would be received in a certain way, it caused, I'd have anxiety attacks and stuff like that. And as I grew older, just with all the social media stuff or whatever, it started to become a lot Like it's little things like, oh, people are laughing behind me, they're laughing at me. And then it started to affect school, made me procrastinate a lot. Like, oh, I've got so much work to do. Let me just ignore it and worry about it later because it's making me feel anxious. It's just a lot of stuff like that. I think I'm getting help for it now because I'm in therapy.
And well done for being in receipt of therapy and making that decision to want to do something about it.
Yeah.
So like kudos to you. I think for me, the most time I've ever felt anxious was during pregnancy and childbirth, like when I had my daughter. It was the whole mental, I'm going to be a mum, I'm not going to be a good mum. Oh my goodness, the transition, the pivoting, and then physically also giving birth as well. I was actually quite traumatized. And I've only got one child as a result of that. By God's grace, I'll have plenty more. That time I would say is when I've been the most anxious, I think, in my life. But also I've got a phobia of mice and rats. So dead or alive, mastophobia is actually a thing. So
Can you repeat that again?
Mastophobia. Mastophobia.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a real thing. So those who know me, do you not laugh?
I laugh because of something that happened at my house.
We'll share that story. So I was with my niece and my nephew, and he's so sweet as well because, I have panic attacks and it's really bad. So, and I had my little nieces and nephews at the time. They actually guided me, walked me to my car and everything. So it's really, really bad. So I'm just happy that now it's not even I'm happy that it's been recognized because growing up for the majority of my life, and especially coming from an African household, is how you're being dramatic and get over it. It's something small, but the trauma and just to share a little bit, when I was actually in labor with my daughter, I saw a mouse, and at that point I forgot that I was in labor and I physically jumped because the fear of seeing that was more detrimental and more impactful that I even forgot that I was having contractions.
Of course.
So it just shows how powerful that fear was. So, and very recently, it was so funny because I had a situation, I don't want to go into detail, but I was at work and I experienced, I saw one of them. And I had to call my manager and I had a panic attack. So I had to call my manager and say, I need to go home. And she was very respectful and understanding of that. And I called my mum and dad on the phone and they were just laughing at me.
Of course.
Being African, they were just laughing. So even my daughter as well, like she knows. So it's like, it's just really, it's nice to have that village and people who understand and support you during your fear, because to many people, they will just say, oh, you're being dramatic, you're over-exaggerating. But when it starts to have physical impact and a mental one, it's very detrimental.
What kind of hospital has a mouse in it?
I want to say, you know what's so funny? What's so funny is that I remember something came into my head and CK just said, be mindful of the people and when they're sharing their stories.
When you were giving birth, you just saw a mouse.
Yeah.
What? Like, again, how?
Where were you?
I've got really big eyes.
No, but where were you? In a hospital?
So, no, I was outside in the community. My labour story is another one. So, I was in labour for 3 days. So, there was a lot, going on. I was in and out. So, it was along the way.
So in my head,
it was along the way. I saw one.
Well, she's in the hospital room in the bed.
Yeah, that's what I had. That's what I thought. I was thinking, push. I didn't see.
Is she in the hospital? Is she in a bando? Is she in Whitechapel?
What is going on? What?
So yeah,
someone's life as well.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing. So I even forgot to talk about the definition of anxiety. Anxiety is a common emotional state which is characterized by feelings and unease, such as worry, fear, and can be ranged from mild to severe. Most people feel anxious from time to time. And from what we've described, we've collectively got different experiences of us feeling anxious.
Worry.
Exactly. Yeah. And one which we've spoke about before is planes. For me, take off, land off, up in the air. I don't like that, so I feel quite anxious as well. I think over time I'll just learn how to sleep or distract myself or watch a movie. But yeah.
Mm.
We'll move on to a game which is called Myths and Truths, which is true or false questions, and this is the anxiety version.
Okay.
So the first question is: women are affected by anxiety disorder more than men. Do you think that's
Myth.
true or false? You think that's a myth?
That's a myth.
What does everyone else think?
What do you think?
I'm gonna say myth.
Because they both say myth, I'm gonna say true. I'm lucky on myth as well, but I'm gonna say true.
The only reason I'm saying myth is just because men are typically hide their emotions more. I'm gonna assume that it would create a space for them to be more anxious.
That's a very, very interesting and a very good perspective. Wow.
Yeah.
100%. I like that. And that's very true, because a lot of the time, a lot of these statistics and information that come out is only the ones that's been disclosed. There's a lot of undisclosed numbers as well. So being mindful of that, I absolutely agree with you. But in this instance, from the statistic, it's actually true. So girls and women are more likely to experience anxiety disorder more than men.
Because they disclose it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they get the help.
Yeah.
But as they know, when it comes to medical things, men rarely get the help, rarely disclose it. That's why, yes, the statistic can be true from what they've collated, but it's not a true reflection of what goes on in terms of men.
100%.
I'm pretty sure, like, we can say footballers, for example, can't tell me that they don't have anxiety before games or before a final.
Yeah.
It's just not recorded anywhere. And I just think that females are just more forthcoming in terms of their dealings with anxiety.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. The second one is: people with anxiety disorder may experience excessive fear and worry about specific or social situations and often have panic attacks.
True.
True?
That's second. Yep.
Yep.
Are you going to say false?
No, I'm gonna
I'm
gonna say true for this one.
Yeah, that one is true. We've spoken about it before, haven't we? Okay, people with anxiety disorder sleep peacefully. Is that a myth or true?
They're fighting demons.
I can't even say that's true, but I'm gonna no, that's false.
Yeah, insomnia is a common symptom of the disorder.
Of course.
Yes.
And if you go back to what the good brother I just said, when before his GCSEs he couldn't sleep.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Not sleeping and how it physically manifests in your body. I think that's the worst as well.
Yeah. Did you feel anxious when you had your driving test as well?
No, I didn't, because I didn't tell anyone.
Oh, nice.
That one was fine.
So there's less pressure.
There's less pressure.
Okay. So do you find that in situations like that sometimes it's less anxious when
you have confidence in your ability and you kind of have control, then it's fine. When the control is taken away from you and it's in the
And someone else?
Exactly. That can lead you into a problem because you don't feel like you have autonomy over the situation. You don't have control over it. And then you start to worry. You have that turbulent time when you're sleeping. You might then get the fight or flight feeling. The adrenaline starts to pour. We know what happens to your gut after that. You start having a runny belly. It keeps on going. It keeps on going. You lose your appetite. Anxiety is just the beginning. It's the mental worry, which will then affect the gut, and the rest of the organs, isn't it? It trickles down to everything else. You can have depression if you have anxiety.
True.
Or do you think that's a myth?
You can have depression.
Wait, repeat that?
You can have depression if you have anxiety. Do you think that's a myth or truth? So you can have depression and anxiety. So if you've got depression, you can also have anxiety.
You can also have it. Yeah, probably be true. Yeah.
True. That is correct. So anxiety disorder increases the risk of depression. And there is a common diagnosis, which is depression and anxiety. Anxiety increases the risk of substance misuse.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
True. That is correct.
True. Yeah. That is so true. Yeah.
Any reasons why? Do you know? What do you think?
Control. Control.
And that's the key, isn't it?
It's all about feeling a sense of control. All about kind of feeling present in your moment. I think sometimes with anxiety, you place so much credence in the future or in things that you cannot control. So in order to remedy yourself, you have to bring yourself back into the present and living in the present and dealing with what's in the present.
Because it creates an escape, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Generalized separation, social, and panic are all different types of anxiety disorders.
True.
Agreed.
True. So physical, social, biological factors contribute towards the manifestation of anxiety. What do you think, Chris? False. So physical, social, and biological factors contribute towards the manifestation of anxiety.
Yes, true.
I mean, yeah. No, I wouldn't say true. But
Yeah, I know. I knew it was going to change it.
Yeah, so it is true. That is true. People who have been abused are more likely to experience anxiety.
True.
True. That is true too. Antidepressant medication is helpful and can help manage anxiety treatment.
Cool, Chris.
No, false.
Elijah?
Can help.
Should
Go
I
on,
say the question
Elijah.
again?
Go on,
I can say yes. I don't believe it, but I can say yes. I know what statistics is going to say.
Yeah, that's what I was
But yeah. Cool.
I'm saying no, I can't lie. I've heard people say that depression medication makes them feel very numb.
There's different...
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
I'm just saying no.
No?
I'm probably wrong, but okay.
Okay, so in this instance, it's true. So antidepressant medication can be used to treat anxiety. Talking therapy, stress management, and self-care can help to manage anxiety disorder.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah? Yes. Okay, children do not experience anxiety.
False.
Again, good sis here, literally.
I mean, I'm not a child. I'm an adult.
But no, when you were a child,
Yeah.
You gave your example, right?
Yeah.
Just had to make sure.
Child of God.
Exactly. Heart palpitation, abnormal distress, and restricted concentrations are symptoms associated with anxiety.
True.
Boys?
Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. So that's the end of the myths and truths.
So all of them were true except for one.
No.
That's what I said. What? All of them were true except for one.
Yeah, all of them were true then. Can you think of any myths then?
Of any myths?
With regards to anxiety?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I've got a myth. All people who have anxiety are dangerous and they're crazy. That's a common one. Because a lot of the misconception is if somebody has a diagnosed mental health problem, you're automatically a danger to others.
Yeah, but you were making it specific to anxiety, and I wouldn't have agreed with you on that. Every in terms of mental health issues, yes, I would think that. Not I would think that, but I would see that as I would see how other people would see that as a myth. In this case, no. I don't think anxiety, somebody would look at it as being dangerous.
Anxiety, with the presentation, people are more likely to self-harm themselves than others. So in terms of like psychosis or schizophrenia, they're more likely to, depending on if they're hearing voices or not, they're more likely to be a risk to others. But anxiety is more internal and individual. More internal. Yeah.
And that's why I think that with majority of the things that I've seen with anxiety, it's your mental state that is thinking about things you cannot control or thinking things forward. So you might, as Chris has said, when he was doing a show, he sees the people pouring in. Prior to when the people weren't there, he was well within his element. But then now he's like, all of these eyes are going to be on me. All of these eyes are going to be on me. I don't like how this is feeling. I want to be in control of this feeling. And what is that? Fight or flight. So the adrenaline kicks in and you want to go through any exit. Sometimes people can go through that level of anxiety and it may lead them to self-harm or even ending their life because that feeling is so foreign, it's so overwhelming, it's so overbearing that it clouds your judgment to one singular thing. So the worst thing that you could do with somebody with anxiety is like, oh, but everything else in your life is perfectly fine. And it's like, no, this thing is the only thing that I'm thinking about. It's like a child, basically, who goes, my red cup is broken. My red cup is broken. Oh, we'll buy another one. No, but this cup is broken. It's you kind of fixating on just the cup, not the table, not the fact that there is 4 other cups on the table. So, yeah, it's coming back into the present, I would always say, and trying to emotionally regulate yourself. So I can see why people seek to self-harm in order to have that control. I have autonomy over myself. I feel like I am in control of of serving myself the pain, and I can feel myself giving the pain. 2 kind of scientific ways. But there's obviously other methods that people can cope with that. And I think sometimes just sharing in those and understanding that everybody does have a sense of anxiety in many different forms. It might not express itself in
a way where it becomes a disorder because they're able to bounce back and return to their baseline.
Yeah, some people can have anxiety from somebody going, oh, CK, can we talk? And then it's like,
that's true.
I get that.
Do you get what I mean? It's like, yo, we're talking, but now we want to talk. What do you want to talk about? Do you get what I mean? Something so simple as that. Your boss having that. Your boss scheduling you a meeting at 10 o'clock when you don't normally have a meeting at that time. Why is he asking for a meeting for? We can call it small scale anxiety, but people do experience that on a day-to-day basis. And it's how we deal with that, or how other people around us deal with that, and knowing that, oh, I know that Tina struggles with this. Maybe I need to approach her in a different way. CK also has trouble with this. You know what? I need to handle it. I need to handle it differently.
And delicately, it's us educating ourselves, isn't it? And being more aware.
Being more aware, being more understanding, being more observant and informative to the experiences of others, and how they impact us on a day-to-day. Like, we've talked about the severity, but we don't talk about the small things that the thing. Some people just don't like being late. So imagine now I've done everything in my power to come in on time. The bus hasn't come. Do you get what I mean? And then you have to deal with that, and then just be okay. You know what? Live in London.
That's it. It's the norm, isn't
Sometimes
it?
you just have to accept your fate, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to move on to the next segment, which is called Pain and Gains. Each word is a word association game. Each word has a card, and then you could just advise if it's something positive or negative. If it's something positive, then it's a gain. And if it's something negative, then it's a pain. So I'm going to take a card. Should I go first? Oh, okay. My word is support. For me, support is definitely a positive. It's always a positive for me. I believe my mindset is, I believe that when you're by yourself, you know that saying, I don't know the saying very well, but I believe that I really believe in community, and I believe in we. Sometimes I say we so much when I'm supposed to say I, but I always say we. So I believe that support is a strength for me because it helps me. I think you get to your destination faster with support.
Yes.
Sometimes you're able to do it alone, but it just takes longer. But with support, you have your cheerleaders there and you will get there and you arrive at your destination blissfully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that saying, I think the saying was, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
Like that one, yeah.
Or you can shuffle them. You don't have to wait.
So mine's happiness, because mine's happiness. So yeah, this is definitely a gain because it's very positive as well. Happiness includes, it's just everything positive, smiling, laughter, people, whether it's yourself, when you're happy, you're just having a good time. So yeah, that's definitely a gain.
Since this is how CK was shuffling. Someone she was going with that. Faith.
Okay.
I believe that faith is powerful in a religious sense, but also having faith in terms of where you want to go in life and having that. How would I call it? I'll call it like a current or a push to actually getting somewhere safely, or having faith in your abilities, or having faith in the support around you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Thank you. Mine is friends.
Is that pain or gain for you?
It's both.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll explain why. I actually recently lost my best friend.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, this was someone who I told everything to. And unfortunately, the reason was money. So I think it made me realize that when you tell someone a lot of things, they can use that against you, and you need to be careful. It didn't affect me in the way it ordinarily would people, but I think I just took that as a reminder to remember your friends will influence you. They can lead you to do stuff you wouldn't do by yourself. And I lost myself for a while with this friend. And it affected my other friendships and relationships. So I would say it's a gain when the friends you have around you are influential in a positive way and they don't bring you down. Like sometimes you can feel with friends that like they suck the energy out of you, or every time you tell them something good, it goes wrong. It's those kind of things. So just watch who you have around you. And yeah, it's just make sure they're positive people and that they want the best for you and that you want the best for them as well. Yeah. Pride. Definitely a pain.
Do you think you're a prideful person? Do you have any pride?
I think I have been. And I think I learned that from my home life. I think pride will make you ruin relationships. If you put this above everything else and you refuse to see that the actions that you take can hurt other people and that you don't know everything and that you need support, you need to listen to people, it will affect not only other people but yourself. You will lose people, you will lose yourself, and you'll find yourself standing alone. And nobody wants that, of course. And even if you do change, it could get to the point where people aren't willing to accept you back anymore. So definitely you need to be a grounded person and like just realize that you don't know everything and that you're only human the same way I am, and we're all learning. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Influence.
Is that pain or a gain? How do you view that?
Both.
Okay.
Split in the middle. It can be positive. It can be positive in terms of the drive that you need to succeed and for your goals, but they could be negative influence, which can take you away from family, friends, your path, your goals. And it's about having discernment of which one you indulge in. Because positive influence breeds more positive influence. But as soon as you spiral into the bad influence, you may attach your identity towards that, whether that be drugs and everything else, because it gives you a feel-good feeling, the same similar feeling that a positive influence can give you. And it's just, as you said, it's friends, is who you surround yourself with, who can influence you in that way or that manner.
And just to add as well, we're living in a world society where social media is, a massive influence as well. So that could be
what's the in thing right now could cloud your judgment.
100%.
Perseverance. I would say
It's a truth, Chris.
huh?
It's a truth.
Yeah, it's a truth. It's I would say no. It's I'll look at that as more of a game. To be honest, it's a very big word. So it's not a word I usually use anyway. So, but I do look at that as more as a game for sure. I don't. Yeah.
Is that something that you enjoy? Like you're able to just get up and keep going? And
Yeah,
it's a strength that you have that you don't really
Yeah,
recognize?
yeah, I'll say yeah, it is a strength that I don't recognize. It's just it's one of those ones I use every day, man,
Without actually thinking about
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
As she said, it's more about the endurance to persevere through the seasons, through whatever's going on in your life, and to kind of let's say have faith that you're going to reach your destination despite the peaks and valleys that you go across in your journey.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Lastly, I have healing. Healing, I would say, is a gain. I think healing is always a gain. Healing is something that is fundamental. It can impact yourself and your future generation to come. We hear a lot about generational trauma. We hear a lot about lots of different things as well. And we're living in a world where everyone is really looking for healing. Everyone's looking to better themselves. Everyone's looking for a quick fix because we often don't like to encounter a lot of the negative things that we experience. We just we want to take in all the positive and just reject all the negative. But we don't realize that actually the negative, you're consistently being pruned. And even during the process, during the hard time, during the when you're in that uncomfortable edge, there's a blessing and beauty that's going to come out of that as well. And I believe healing is definitely something positive for me. I feel like within my life, I've healed with so much things. And I feel like I've been through a lot in my life too. So I've been able to come out on the receiving end because I've really healed from a lot of things. During that time, I can question myself. I question God because I believe in God. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, what is this? Why are you doing this to me? Why is it always me? But during my healing process and during my journey, I found out that a lot of the things that I've been through is not always for me. God's put me in that situation for me to be a source and to help other people whilst they go through that. Because there's many, many examples. But even I think the one that was alarming for me is when I wrote Bespoke Minds and when I wrote Unjust Heartache. From that, the amount of people that were coming and advising me about all of their distress that they've been through. So that was like my light bulb moment. And when I recognized that, okay, some things I'm just like, it's a tunnel. God is just
being used as a vessel.
Having said that, we have come to the end of our episode. I hope that you've enjoyed this informative interaction and conversation that we've had about anxiety. Anxiety is something that it's ongoing. We can experience it during various stages and phases during our lives. And for the person and the individual who's going through it, I just want you to say, don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer in isolation. It's okay. From our collective examples today, you can hear that we've all been through it and we've made it on the other side. Some things are triggers for us and sometimes it comes in waves and episodes. It's okay for you to be fearful. It's okay for you to be worried. As long as it's okay for you to be in that state, but just try to get out of that state so that you don't stay stagnant and remain in that state. Because as you can hear from our stories today, it's an ongoing battle that we go through all the time. There's many organizations and services that can support you. And if you've got a family member, if it's yourself or anybody who is going through that, like I said, we are all here collectively together. We came here together today to share our stories and to help to empower, motivate you and encourage you to say that it's okay. And thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Like, comment, share and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Oh, yes. I said it like it's, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been sectioned 4 times.
I couldn't believe it. 4 times.
I've been sectioned 4 times, but by God's grace, like I've managed to come out of it in a way where people don't even believe it when I say it.